Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Natty 19 podcast. This is Jonathan Marshall, and we are back again, bringing the D&D to you and yours. If you like what we're doing here and you want to support us, you can go over to iTunes, leave us a written review. That helps us a ton. You can also find us on Patreon if you prefer to support us that way. It is worth mentioning, we do offer bonus content to our patrons over there for various support tiers. So if you are curious about that, you can go to patreon.com/natty19 for all of the info. But now, it's time to bring it. So we're going to bring it in Natty 19 style. Hit the music, boys, because we got a fight on our hands. We got Kapernicus inside the belly of a jelly. All right. We all know where we left off this time. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative, except for Kapernicus, because you're surprised this round.
Oh, that wasn't good.
Still roll, right? It goes into effect later on.
Sure.
Irme with a 6.
Irme has a 6.
13 for Quincy.
13 for Quincy.
10 for Wesson.
We got to add Wesson to the old tracker.
10 ski.
16 for Kapernicus. I think it's Cappy's birthday in game. Is it Hammer 18 yet?
Not yet. I'll let you know when the Hammer 18 happens.
You get a big old slice of jelly cake.
Yeah.
What's the zodiac sign for a Hammer birthday?
Well, I would assume a fucking hammer.
All right. Well, it would appear Kapernicus would have gone first. He was surprised by the jelly. All right, it brings us to Quincy. Now, we've got ourselves a little bit of a situation here. Let me lay it out for the fans at home listening. These are 5-foot wide hallways. So you guys, not a lot of fighting room. We got Kapernicus was in the lead, now in the belly of the jelly. Next up, because Quincy was helping aid in those perception trap finds, Quincy is now face to face with the gelatinous cube. Behind Quincy, Mr. Zavril Dawn Tracker. And then we've got Arame behind Zavril. And lastly, Orvex taking it up the rear.
Taking up the rear.
Oh, fair enough.
And where's Wesson?
Yeah. Did I run out of the...
No, I didn't have Wesson.
temple?
No, Wesson is actually down here because he went to explore that other way. Didn't he?
I asked him to. He was kind of like, no.
That's a good
Yeah,
spot
I'll
for him.
check it out. I don't know. Take a peek. I mean,
Doesn't even
we
know there's
do
a
seem
battle
kind
going
of
on.
preoccupied with a fucking cube. I mean, should we...
The 5-foot
last thing we
corridor.
need is another cube coming in.
Cube 2. Shit.
Hypercube.
Cube 2.0.
We gotta
Oh,
get to a
hell
blue
no.
room. Blue room.
All right. So let's zoom in on the map. All right. Quincy.
Fancy grounds coming in hot.
Fancy grounds.
Quincy, what do you got?
All right. Is there any check I could do to see if piercing damage would do anything to this?
Why don't you give me... I don't know, man. What do you... Give me something. What do you got? Sell it to me.
How about a, I just give it a look over and do an old investigation check.
All right, I'll take it.
Nice. +8. Still 11.
11 damage. 11 damage.
Are you all right?
I'll take it.
11 on the die.
It's a pretty strong investigation check you got there, Quincy.
After carefully investigating the situation at hand, what you got here is your friend was just engulfed. Now, you can try to reach in and pull him out because he looks like he's burning in acid and suffocating, you imagine, as well. You can attempt to pull him out, but it may burn you in the process. Beyond that, that's what your investigation has revealed. What do you got?
God damn it, Copernicus. Is the look on his face at least worth it?
I'm making the universal choke sign, or aka the pull me out sign, and cast cure blight wounds as you do it.
We're going to go ahead with the pull-out method.
Yeah.
Not always the right method.
Well, that's up to Quincy.
Yeah.
He's the only one that can reach him.
Biggest one in 4 counties.
Pull out, Quincy. Pull out.
He's going to do it. He's going to pull him out.
Oh, man.
Oh, he's going for it. Ladies and gentlemen,
You so brave.
Quincy is reaching in to the belly of the jelly to pull.
How are we
Trying
gonna
not to think too
occupy the
hard
same
about it.
5 feet?
I mean, we can't assist him either. Like, we can't have multiple people trying to get him at once.
No, you can't reach him. You guys
Like,
chose
I
a
can't
little
have,
bit of a...
Who's behind me there? Is that Zavril?
Zavril.
So I can't have like one Zavril holding on to one of my hands and then my other hand reaches in kind of like a chain.
I have a 5 on my initiative. I'm not touching you anytime soon.
That's true, because of the confined quarters. Rather than pulling him out, you're going to have to go for the old push him out.
Yeah, I mean, I can
Wait,
do
wouldn't
that
that put
once
him in
it's
it?
my turn.
Wouldn't that
but-
put Quincy in the cube?
It just might, Irame. Depending on... Well, let's let the dice talk.
We have rope.
We're already
too.
this far.
We got some rope we could toss. Do a little
Oh, yeah,
lasso
little
action.
Poltergeist.
As it bounces off
situation.
the cube.
I don't know how useful a hemp rope would be with acid.
Yeah, we just slap into the jelly and go in flames.
Yeah, it must take a few rounds anyway.
Anyways, you're in the process of pushing me out of the cube, getting yourself stuck in it. I would say go ahead and
Right.
roll on that. and
I'll
see
roll
what
on it.
happens.
I'll selflessly roll on it.
You got to make a bunch of
What,
corners
what
there,
am I
too.
making here? Exactly. Is this an
You are
attack of
reaching
some
in,
kind?
so it's going to be a strength check for you to get Copernicus out. And
No athletics or anything like that.
nope,
Just straight,
just a straight strength
straight,
check.
straight strength. Natty 16.
Natty 16 is now Quincy.
I have no strength bonuses.
As you reach in to save your friend, you feel your arm begin to burn.
Ah, God damn you! You have to drown.
As you take 9 acid damage, you do manage to free Copernicus from
Nice.
the grip of the jelly. And Copernicus is now placed on the backside of the jelly. I gotta move the cube to move Copernicus.
So I still don't go this round. Right.
Am
No,
I
'cause
able
you're
to
still-
avoid getting swallowed?
Yeah, you don't get swallowed right now. That was your action. Do you have any bonuses or?
Yes, I do. Bardic inspiration, and I'll say, "You're free now, Copernicus. Do your magic," and that'll give you a D8. You know how it works, right?
Yeah. D8 for any roll.
Yep.
For-
Could be used after your die roll. And I'm gonna move to the back. Shit. Actually, there's not a great place for me to move. this
Which
there.
back?
Well, it's half speed to go through your allies.
It is half speed to go through allies, and the question is, are you going back to stand next to Wesson or back to stand next to Orvex?
Orvex.
Orvex, it is
I know that's safe.
exactly 30 movement to get there.
Yeah, if you bend the rules a little.
Nope, exactly 30. Now,
10, 20, 30.
Oh.
what?
Yeah, it looks like it's more like 40.
It would be 30 to go to Orvex or to Wesson. I don't think you can do it.
Really?
10,
If it's
20,
double-
30.
Oh, yeah, you can't do it.
Yeah,
Done.
can't do it around can't go diagonal around corners.
That's right. That's my mistake. The the old corner rule.
I see what you're... Yeah, you were thinking...
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. But you're right. You corrected me. Who corrected
that
me?
one a corner,
Who was
though?
that corrected me?
Is that top one a corner?
Well, you guys have brought up the corner rule. I never knew what the fuck you were talking about.
If a
Now it just
wall
dawned on me.
is touching the corner, you can't do shit with it.
Okay.
Yeah, but is that top one a corner?
The bottom right-
It's just a straight wall. There's no like L shape.
It's an obstacle hitting the corner of the square. So it's,
You're right. You're right. God damn it.
I was gonna give you an inspiration for doing that, but I couldn't. Nobody told me who it was that corrected
It was
me.
Cappy.
It was Cappy.
Was it Cappy?
Do I get an inspiration?
No.
Was
yeah,
going
Cappy,
to.
you get an inspiration. Go
Yeah.
How
After walking
inspiring.
into a gelatinous cube.
for it. All right, that was Quincy's turn. Wesson, you're up. Now, Wesson, I don't need to tell you what's going on here. You kind of can't do much. I mean, it's just one of those shitty situations where people kind of got to shuffle as is, or provide support in any way they could. It's kind of strange. I almost want to say, instead of being able to move out, maybe you can instead hold your move action and maybe do a swap-a-roo with somebody.
Well,
in
that's what
place
I was
of-
gonna ask, if I could swap out with Quincy.
Yeah. So, because Quincy didn't take his movement action, so yeah, I'd be willing to let that go. I mean, I could see that happening. How else are you supposed to navigate a fucking combat like this?
I don't-
if he's
I get the
next,
impression
Right.
that this was designed for us to, like Pac-Man, to kind of get away from it, not necessary to.
Well,
Can
Only
we
because
bring
he's
it
next.
Can we bring it into the open area, maybe?
now
Maybe.
that its belly is empty, we could probably lure it.
Yeah, I think
I
that's a
didn't
great
want to try
idea.
doing that with Copernicus inside.
It would be funny though.
We all
But
run
I mean,
away.
even
Well, we-
For a
still,
ride.
Well, we could yell, since Copernicus is now on the other side, we could yell to him to meet us in the room if that was what we planned to do, because the way is marked.
if it didn't shift.
Oh, if it didn't shift.
If we're gonna lure it, I'm gonna lure it out. It's all 5 foot going in.
Right?
It won't leave the shrine, though. And we can't fight it on that puzzle. That puzzle's too dangerous.
What's Wesson
We
doing?
don't know if it'll follow you. Yeah, let's switch spots. Do the old switcheroo.
All right, switcheroo,
all right, switcheroo inbound.
and then attack. Right,
There's a little teeter totter on the way by.
All right,
just
Wesson.
for good measure.
I feel so
I
violated.
hate to bring this up, but do I provoke an attack of opportunity?
Oh, why'd you do
Yes.
that?
For an inspiration, hopefully.
Yeah, that would provoke. Well, oh yeah, because you're not disengaging.
It totally would. I think that's like textbook definition.
That's textbook definition. Yeah, it provokes an attack of opportunity with a pseudopod. You remember those?
Oh, gross.
Oh.
It'd be armor class 20.
Jesus Christ. It hits 20?
8 acid damage as this pseudopod emerges from it and
It's so dirty.
I'm picturing
So
those
gross.
I'm picturing those like little jelly hands that people whip at people.
You
That's
get
what
out
I'm
of the
picturing
machine
too.
for like 50 cents.
That's funny. We had the little clacker, and now the hands.
Jellies are
What
the
other
worst.
dollar
They're like
store toys are we
like,
gonna use?
All right, so Quincy, you get pelted with a jelly smack.
Quincy's hurt. He's down to 18 hit points out of 40.
All right, I believe Wesson, you were in the process of laying some glaive action on this thing.
Throwing down some glaive.
It's my glavorite.
my favorite
Ooh,
flavor.
natty 19, gang.
Oh, that's a crit if I ever heard of one.
Guess
Right
who's
out
back?
the gate.
Wesson's back.
That means you roll a 20 on the die. Or you roll a 20-sided die.
To land it on a 20? Ooh, one.
One.
No, ones doesn't necessarily mean anything bad.
Yeah, it's on the crit chart. so
Hooray.
everything's.
It's been
Okay.
so long since we had the crit chart out. I have to navigate to it on my device.
Damn.
It's not in my recent history.
The old navigation.
It's like an old level 1 spell. You got to go back. Pull it up.
Yeah.
All right, what kind of weapon is this? It's slashing?
Yeah.
Or it's melee, actually. Hold on.
It's melee.
Two-handed glaive.
All right, let's hear the crit.
All right, so 1 on the melee, setting up the combo, max damage, and you get an advantage on your next attack, also for max damage.
Wow.
Nice.
On a one?
That's a nice fucking roll.
That is a good one. I feel like we always kind of get the crap ones.
Combo.
Nice job.
Damn. All right. Well, let's. Let's see some damage, I guess. I mean,
Max damage.
Max
Max
damage.
damage.
Max.
Don't even have to roll.
You don't
bro.
even have to
Yeah.
roll. So what's the max capable damage of this attack?
14.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, that did some damage.
Do you get another attack now, or
Yep.
so you get an advantage on that attack?
All right. So roll a d20 twice. Take the highest number.
17.
That's gonna hit.
So max damage again.
Max damage again. Another 14 damage on this thing. Ooh.
And now rolling for the butt end. Another, so 24.
That's gonna be a hit. Roll damage. What's it? 1d4 plus
4, yeah. So 6.
All right.
So that total 34 damage?
Wesson coming in strong.
Coming in strong. All right, and you used your movement, you used your action, you used your bonus. So Orvex can't really do all too much where Orvex is. Guess he is just going to draw his crossbow, lock and load it, and that brings us to the gelatinous cube. The gelatinous cube, having tasted Kapernicus. Nope. The gelatinous cube is going to forcibly move into Wesson.
I'm right here. Come for me.
I think that fits perfectly.
So wouldn't Copernicus get a
No.
No? You know what I'm talking about? What is it?
Yeah.
called?
Attack of
Attack of
opportunity.
You're gonna punch. You're
As
gonna
he moves
punch.
it-
Cappy?
Technically, still within.
I can hit him from that corner. Around corner rule.
There is a
Right.
corner rule, but does that?
I think it does.
Would you let me attack him from where I'm standing?
I wouldn't. No.
Then
So then
he
you
left
moved
my
out of his
threat.
threat area.
Yeah. Then he moved out of my threat. And, right.
All right. I'll let it go.
Coming in hot. Packed weapon. On a cube, that's a 14 to hit.
Yep.
Is that a hit?
Yep. What is-
Max damage, 13 points
13
Nice.
points.
of magic.
Wait, what are you
slashing.
attacking with?
Magic slashing is my weapon. Yeah, I know it's a cube. We'll see.
Well, I was just thinking you didn't get an attack this turn, so did you even have your weapon out?
Yeah, I actually mentioned that last episode.
Yeah, summon.
Yeah, but you got surprised.
My weapon was out.
Still in his hands.
Yeah.
Yep.
He just didn't get to
Alright.
react in time.
Yeah, so unless the DM had said he dropped it or whatever, he would still have it.
Can he even drop a packed weapon?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Wesson, you need to make a. Ooh.
7 total.
7 is a fail.
Fuck. We got a situation here.
So now Wesson is now within the belly of the beast. And you take
Belly of the jelly.
9 acid damage.
Shit.
And just suffocating.
And you are suffocating and restrained for the moment. Next up is Irame.
All right. So Irame is, now that it is in her line of sight, which unfortunate for Wesson, she can actually attack it.
Fireball.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I
Unfortunately
wish I
for
had
everyone
one,
around it.
or that was what I had. But
No.
I,
Lightning
speaking as a free action, yeah. Can I ask Zavril if he knows anything of the cube? Does anybody know anything about these fucking cubes?
They're gonna take damage from magic.
bolt. Probably immune to acid.
I assume that. All right, I'm gonna. No, I can't hit it with the lightning bolt because I will hit. It's a straight line, and I don't know if I can go through Zavril with the lightning bolt.
He appears to have full cover.
Hey, I can move over to the side of the wall.
Yeah, engulfed creatures and swallowed creatures and shit. Like,
Well, no,
mechanic,
not Wesson, but Zavril.
Oh,
Well,
Zavril.
the problem is it gives parameters. It's a 5-foot wide blast.
Yeah, a lightning bolt would hit Zavril.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna hit everything in that line.
But a chromatic orb would not. So what I'm
Zavril's
going to
tough.
do is I'm going to do a chromatic orb just at a higher level.
Okay.
That's a natural 20.
That hits.
Can I grab some d8s from you too? So I'm going to cast chromatic orb at level 2.
All right.
And I'm going to use thunder. So that's going to be 20 damage.
Damn. Yeah, this cube definitely looks like it's in rough shape as it's getting beat on.
And given the severity of the situation, Wesson being inside, she is going to quicken using a couple of sorcery points and hit it again at level 2. Or try to hit it again. Hold on, I gotta roll a hit. That's a 17.
That's a hit.
And that is 14.
Now, is there any wild magic stuff that happens here?
Oh yeah, wild surge. Roll a d20 to see if a wild surge occurs.
A 1.
That was a D20?
That's a surge.
That's a surge.
That's a
That's a
surge.
Oh my shit! Oh god, I hope it's. I don't
Oh my
want to
God.
burn everybody to.
We're pulling out a
no.
lot of textbook
We're
shit.
about
Oh
to-
my
You're about
god.
to kill Weston.
I got the table
I got
right
the
here.
table.
Okay.
And we're all in confined quarters.
Right?
Great time, Aaron.
Hi. Not a
No.
7 or an 8.
Oh,
Me and Weston are screwed.
Irame, as you fling that last chromatic orb,
Do I feel it?
you gain a powerful surge of magic. And from your chest bursts forth an alien.
Oh,
It's like you ripped it right from my imagination.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby.
From your chest bursts forth a magic missile of 5th level
Oh, boy.
towards the gelatinous cube, baby.
what do I do? I don't know what to do.
Oh my god, that's gotta be like
D4.
400
What
missiles.
am I gonna do?
You gotta look up magic missile, cast at 5th level.
Yeah, magic missiles are like little heat seekers.
You're sure offhand that that's what it is, or do I have to look it up?
I think it's 5d4.
Okay.
Let's just call
I
it.
don't know if it's
Let's
five.
call it. Huh?
Well, we should
Might
look
be
this
6,
up.
might be 6.
Could be
this
10
could be-
D4.
Okay, you know what?
I thought
I
it
got
was
it right
like
here. I got it
3.
right
It
here.
could be 2d4 per
you
level.
got it? This
I
could
do.
be really important.
I thought it was
I
one
got
every
it.
2 levels.
It's one more dart for each slot level above the first.
Oh.
So
But what? How much?
Well,
is
how
that
much is that
first?
first? 1?
3.
Oh.
3 at first, and then you're adding 4 to it, so it's 7 total.
I need 2 more.
7
D4?
missile.
And
Do
it's
we even have that many
1
D4s in
D4
this
plus
house?
1.
Are there even that many D4s in the world?
Hey, that's what I roll on.
reason.
My
I'm
tax on a
gonna
D4.
I'm gonna roll 7 of these, and it's still gonna be
Why
quiet as
wouldn't they
fuck.
just make it 3d8 and make
Only
it fucking
use
easy?
of the
I don't
D4
know
is
why
magic
we
missiles.
This many D4s.
Okay.
Wow.
Whoa.
How
look
do
at
you
that.
see
a lot
That's
of
the
1
most
through 4s.
D4s I've ever seen somebody roll in my life. This fucking cube is fucked.
Imagine if you fell on that or stepped on that cluster right there.
Stepped on it.
You'd
It'd be
fucking
done.
you'd take 74 points of damage.
Not only that,
Easily.
half of them are like the top
You
D4.
take more
Yeah.
damage from stepping on a D4 than
Yeah.
the D4 is worth.
The one right in the center of the arch is a crit.
Okay, that's 20.
20 damage. You guys see this? Irame. You guys don't know what is going on. She just erupts. The corridor lights up as a metric fuck ton of missiles flies out of her and annihilates this cube. Wesson, you fall to the ground covered in acid. The acid falls off you.
I'd hate to be that guy, but I think Aramay has to roll one more on the.
Oh yeah, you casted 2 because the quicken.
Okay, but does that do the damage first? Like, did everything just happen and now we're rolling again, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because
So far, see what happens.
5.
All right, nothing happens.
All right.
Okay. Now, on the ground, amongst the largest of the puddles and splatters, there's some items. You see a satchel, a partially dissolved satchel,
As the group's
along with
caretaker
Wesson.
of all treasure and trinkets, what's in the satchel?
You open the satchel. The first thing you notice are 2 flasks of swirling green ooze, also accompanied by a hastily scrawled note, and also with a safety pin attached to the note
Post it.
is or a paperclip, I mean, is some old pages torn from a book written in Old Omuan.
Oh, God, bunch of junk. Quincy, Irme, take a look at this stuff.
Yeah, will either one of us be able to translate this?
You hear Orvex from behind.
Orvex.
What is going on up there?
Moving through the company, Una.
Oh, I guess I have...
Moving through the company, Irame will say, "Sorry about that. I couldn't seem to control myself for a moment." And she moves towards looking at the papers with Quincy.
It was quite the display.
Quincy will cast Comprehend Languages to read the paper.
All right. So which one are you reading? The Old Omuan then?
Yeah.
Because the hastily scrawled note is written in common.
This note came out of the cube?
No, it was
Out of the satchel.
in the satchel with the vials of
So
green
just,
swirling
okay.
stuff.
The satchel protected it from the acid?
The papers go on to describe some shrine locations within the city.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
There's some locations on the map open up.
And while he's deciphering that, Irame will read the note in common aloud.
Yeah, the note appears to contain a formula for creating oozes, but most of it is illegible. The actual note itself reads, Seamus. The others believe Valindra will betray us upon gaining entry into the obelisk. You know as well as I that this notion is the product of paranoia brought on by Raznasi. I urge you to stay true to our task, lest we all suffer for their foolishness. And here is your recipe you asked for. Keep your wits about you.
Is Valindra the witch that we came
In the heart of Uptau.
Yeah.
What did it say about an obelisk?
The satchel must have belonged to a red wizard.
What did it say about the obelisk? Quincy, didn't the seer back at Port Nyanzaru tell you about an obelisk?
I thought the seer had most certainly spoken of the heart of Uptau. I don't remember an obelisk.
Keeps going back to the heart. There's the black obelisk.
Oh.
The heart wasn't
The heart
it.
wasn't
For
it.
whatever reason, that stuck in your head as the
It did
heart.
stick in my head.
We went through
All right.
this a few times. Yeah.
Maybe it's
I'm
because of
probably
a
drunk
neat.
every time he corrected.
The vision. Yeah. That's true.
So I don't remember.
It's probably because Anit was so infatuated with the heart of Uptau, and you were helping her and
Yeah.
speaking with her the whole time.
Not only that, every time you get it wrong, he cuts it out so you never get to hear it.
Your
It's fine, I don't
vision.
listen anyway.
Yeah.
Your vision ended with him. He was following in your future, so you would think. And he saw a black obelisk draped in vines. That's right. And then he turned away. He feared something dark was aware of him. So he cut the call.
Quincy has been warned of darkness a couple
But I think
times.
actually Cappy and Irame were gone when you got that.
Uh,
We had gone to the boat to
And
meet
we were
your...
dealing with the Mars.
so does this resonate?
Your mother,
then?
yeah.
Do these
I-
words resonate?
I would think for Quincy they would, being so, especially your passion that you displayed with the hag in the mist.
Yeah.
I would think Quincy is attuned to it.
The question is it time to share with the rest of the group? I think not.
Did I just say that out loud?
I would think that Irame would see it to an extent.
Oh shit!
An insight
Something
check?
inside me.
We could do
Insight
Honestly,
check?
something inside me wants
deception.
to roll to see if he did think that out loud. You know, just because.
Well, I could do a deception, see if it's written on my face. And if you want to roll a
Perception?
Perception, yeah.
Or an insight or a perception, would you say?
It would be insight to try to gain.
Solid 6.
That's a natural 23.
Oh.
I read you like a book.
And I
She
guess
did. I
You're
rolled
a
a 8.
nosy little fucking
I guess natural.
Copernicus just had no clue.
and since a few episodes ago, natural 20s are an automatic pass by the house rule, right?
Yep.
On skill checks. So yeah, Irme, you sense a bit of a disturbance in Quincy's force. at the mention of the obelisk.
Maybe a furrowed brow that he quickly tries to hide.
Irme will look to Quincy and she'll say, "The weave that surrounds you darkens, Quincy. Are you okay?"
I believe so, Erme. I think we should get out of this shrine. We can discuss this later. And he'll start to just gather things, like he's kind of like in a rush to get out of here.
And Irme will nod quickly to not, I don't know, I guess alert the group to it. She doesn't want to draw attention out of respect for her friend.
So Orvex kind of worms his way up, and he says, "May I take a look at those notes? I would like to cross-reference them with what I have here."
Quincy's going to look around to the other people in the party. Does anybody have any objections?
Irme has objections, but she doesn't speak them aloud.
Ooh, Orvex is going to make an insight check.
Orvex knows.
Yeah, so if nobody's objecting, then I'll share the papers with Orvex, but I also want to see if he's bringing out notes to compare them with. I'm going to try to be a little nosy and see what he's got.
And just to be clear, Irme is trying to trust Orvex, but her instincts just, for whatever reason, she's nervous.
At being handed the papers,
He runs away.
he doesn't seem as interested in the note, more so the old Omoan. Torn pages from the book that was written in old Omoan. And he puts his spectacles back on, holds the torch up to him. He says, yes, very, very good. We now have the locations of several other shrines in the city. This is most lucrative. I was not aware of that one to the north of us.
In her mind, Irme thinks he is a useful tool.
Did you just call Orvex a tool?
I did.
Yes, that's exactly what she said.
He appears to not have noticed the insult, and he looks...
Because she thought it.
Oh.
Quincy, what's around that corner? I've got to know.
All right. Quincy will roll perception for traps.
All right, let's hear it.
Again, nobody's going to assist. That would be an 15.
You got it.
I think unless you're proficient in the skill, you shouldn't be able to assist.
Yeah.
I mean, why can I assist an arcane or something when I'm not even proficient, or I am?
The simple idea of 2 eyes on something makes the assist rule.
Perception, yeah.
Cool.
But some things, like picking a lock.
Yeah, but picking a lock requires thieves' tools.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's...
ways to make it.
Well, no, there is...
All right, the next time assist comes up that I don't agree with, I'll let you guys know. I'll speak up.
Absolutely. I'd be glad to hear it. You do detect a trap.
Oh. So you don't need our help, Quincy.
Do not doubt yourself, friend.
There's a trap right here before the corner.
I see the large T.
When Weston was down, I was waiting for... I was hoping Quincy would have chose when we were trying to figure out if he would stand next to Orvex or next to Wes, and he would have stand right on that trap. I was like,
No. I was going for where we knew where they'd already cleared.
And then I was like, he'd stand next to Orvex anyway because he's watching him and learning from him and shit. But it would have been nice to land on that trap during the fight. Blade comes down.
That would have been excellent.
Would have been.
Yeah.
The other arm.
You
hits him in
don't.
the other
You
shoulder.
don't get to land on a trap during a fight too often.
I would have DM'd that. Oh, you couldn't because we came down that way.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing this way, Copernicus, but more traps.
Traps tend to hide things of value. Aren't you working on skills like that? Orvex, throw him your thieves' kit. Let Quincy give it a hand.
Oh, I think that's a marvelous idea, Copernicus. It'd be good for you, Quincy. Have your hand.
Well, I cannot resist practicing a new skill.
We're wasting
And
time.
I will not help you with this, mind you. You must do it.
Even though he is proficient.
Ooh, I get a whopping 6.
Yeah, that blade comes down hot.
Shit, I forgot to heal myself, too.
But because you were in the process of disarming it, it's at a disadvantage, and it misses you. It would have been a hit, but it stuck with a 6.
Definitely leap
That's
back.
a hit.
Bummer.
That trap is now disarmed.
The way is clear, Copernicus. You may poke your head around the corner.
If your young heart is not full of imagination, I will find the Green Valley.
The Great Valley.
Is it the Great or the
We're gonna
Green?
land before time over
Well,
here.
what was it the other day? 3 little, or a while back.
Three brown
mice.
3 brown mice.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Your
You
poor,
know,
your
like
poor
the 3 brown
kids.
mice.
You know, 3 brown mice.
I just wasn't raised with any of that shit.
Wasn't that on one of the first episodes too?
Yeah, it was early on.
This is before we even started TOA.
Yeah, it would have been TOA.
Yeah, it was in Irame. Yeah, it was in the context of Irame.
It was literally our
Mousy
session
hair.
zero.
It was like, no, it was like after episode 1.
I think it was session 0. What's around the corner? A hoard of treasure.
No, it was
No.
BTS 1.
No, and PTS 1 is around the corner. What the fuck?
No, BTS 1 is
What are
the
you
3 brown
noobs
mice.
doing here?
Alright. You go around the corner only to find dust and cobwebs.
Told you it was a waste of time.
Search for a secret door, Copernicus.
I will search for a secret door. Can't see it. What do I got? I know it's bad. Looks like a 4.
4.
Get out of my way.
It's a 5.
13.
13. Quincy, after shoving Copernicus aside, you find a secret door.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm just kidding. There ain't shit.
Gateway into the Green Valley.
Quincy, I found it.
Or 3 little mouse doors.
3 brown.
See how they run.
A brown mouse fucking pokes his ass out.
I do believe we've exhausted this shrine.
I am exhausted.
And
Let us go.
I am sick and wounded, and I would love to take a short rest somewhere.
not
Yeah,
one
Quincy, you
magical
got
home.
burns. You got acid burns. Weston, you got acid burns.
I've got burns, I've got blade cuts.
Now,
I was inside the belly of the jelly. You don't hear me complaining.
Now that is a first.
You weren't bored in there, were you?
It's the touch.
come on, Copernicus, ignore the bullies. Let us let us continue. You meet up with Riggs. With the 3rd cube in hand, you leave the shrine of Ijin. Now, the sun had set, leaving a clear, starry night above, casting a pale, dim light over the ruined city. Insects buzz with glee in the distance.
Ooh, repellent.
Talk to me about what's next. What do we got? It's nighttime.
I could use a little bit of rest anyway. If it's night, perhaps we should take a full rest and venture out in
I
the
could
morning.
use a full rest. My hit points are fine, but I noticed my spells were lower.
Perhaps we could rest here in this courtyard. It seems rather peaceful.
I mean, I'm more of a short rest kind of guy myself, but whatever you guys need.
I could get by with a short rest. How are your spells, Jeremy?
I could use a reboot. I need at least 4 hours.
So then for the rest of us, that would be a short rest.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah?
Oh, there's a button for it.
What are you on, D&D Beyond?
Short rest.
Yeah.
Hit die 1d10 plus 2.
I have your con bonus. That's right.
Oh, you get your con?
You get your con plus, added to that.
I might have known that already. I am down for a short rest for sure, but do we want to venture through the city of Omu in the middle of the night?
Rest in the courtyard, I think. Then move to the next shrine.
Courtyard, does that leave us quite open?
The courtyard is pretty safe in this one, as far as walls go. You've got
Pick
one.
a corner.
That's good enough for me, coming from the DM.
There's always a random encounter roll, but now there's the thought, right? 17 hammer. You guys have done a lot in this day. You know, as I tell my son, sometimes you just gotta let the day go. Start a new day.
Alright, I'm spending all of my hit die for this short rest.
So you're just taking a short rest, continuing on. Okay, fuck 18 hammer. Fuck Copernicus' birthday.
I have one hit die left on my sheet, so I guess I'll use it. 7, nice.
Plus your con bonus.
12, 9. Bring me up to almost full.
Right, we only needed 4 hours for Irme to recover her
My
spells.
spells, yeah.
So I'm 50 out of 54. All right. Short rest.
So when Copernicus opens his eyes from resting, Irme is going to be standing over him, smiling.
What do you want?
Happy birthday, Copernicus!
Oh,
Is it past midnight?
It's gotta be now.
I guess you've come to give me my ring.
No,
Oh, a drow can hope.
but I did come with a hug.
All right.
It is my birthday after all.
It could be worse. Got any cookies or anything sweet?
She's going to present the best thing she could make out of what rations she had, picking
Okay.
from them.
What kind of elf are you?
A high elf.
So a high elf hugging a drow. It's a nice image.
Happy birthday, Copernicus. I fear I did not get you anything.
Anything but the fact that you saved my life,
Oh, yes, of course.
so I could make it this far. But enough about me. I don't want to drone on about this too long. And would you get me, Quincy?
I got you a burned forearm. Quincy holds out his acid burned arm. I got you your life, Copernicus.
Weston's going to walk by Copernicus and kind of just pat him on the back and do the old shifty manga leaves in the palm handshake, slip him a couple discreetly.
Smile cracks across his face, and he greedily shoves them into his pouch for later.
It's a good day. We have 3 of the cubes, and we venture forward.
We do.
Orvex gives off a stretch. All right, well, I've been thumbing through these papers. It would appear the nearest shrine from here would be to the north. It'd be Wango's shrine. I do not know much about Wango. I would love to find out more.
Honestly, Orvex, you don't know much about anything lately.
Hostile.
How far have you made it into the city proper, Copernicus?
Not far. I wasn't trying to stir the shit pot, but I mean, if we just had anything, what do you know about the rest of the shrines? There's Wango. Who else is there?
I told you all I know. The 2 shrines that were nearest to our camp where we were stationed at first arrival.
Right.
Is there anything about Wongo you know? Even the creature?
I do not know who Wongo represents. I haven't gotten that far. We
All
must
right.
head to the shrine, and there must be a transcript there, like all the other shrines. From there, we will discover the rest of the tale, or at least another portion of it.
Well, it sounds like we should move onward.
Is it Wongo then? That's our only option.
They're our closest option.
There are other options, but it is the nearest one. The others appear on the eastern side of the city.
You're not going to disappear on us again, are you, Gladiator?
On your birthday, my friend, I would never do such a thing. But I am in pain. And if I do, don't be surprised.
All right.
I apologize for being so harsh to you on your birthday, Copernicus. Had I known, I would have prepared something.
That's quite all right, Quincy. You did, in fact, save my hide, push me out of that cube. I don't think I overlooked it.
I despise jellies.
Rigga stands up, leaning on his greatsword.
Oh, and Rigga, I forgot about you.
Everybody does.
Poor guy.
So are we going north to this Wongo shrine? I will go with you for now.
Northward bound?
Yes.
All right. Pushing on through the night. What kind of pace? Talk to me about a pace traveling north. Now, according to the notes, Orvex translates it to the map of Omu that he has. It looks to be about a good 1,500 feet to the north, almost directly.
Well, I'm picturing this as like pre-dawn, so it's still dark. Stars in the sky. Maybe the
It's
sun's
twilight.
starting to
No,
light.
that's
Yeah,
nighttime.
it's still
Dusk?
dark. It's
Wait, dawn.
Yeah, it's probably at 2 a.m.
Okay.
Oh, so it's middle
Alright.
of fucking night.
Well, 1,500 feet is nothing, so...
Yeah.
It's nothing, but it's still going to be some encounter rolls, some random encounter rolls, 2 of them in Omu at night. So talk to me about pace. Slow pace. You guys need a reminder how pace works. Slow pace.
I would say normal pace.
All right. Normal pace it is. All right, traveling along under the night sky, sound of insects seems to get louder as you push onward. You realize that you don't hear any roars in the distance. There are trees crashing down. But you do hear insects, and they're becoming increasingly louder. And you're not sure if you're just kind of focusing on them more because it's the only sound coming from around you.
Cappy will take in a deep breath. Does he smell anything? Like a death carcass or anything that would...
No, nothing out of the usual anyway. But talk to me about insect repellent. You guys got plenty of it left? How we looking on supplies? Doing all right?
Yeah, I still have bug repellent.
My sheet
Same here.
literally just says insect repellent with no amount.
I had 14 days of bug repellent that we got replenished with.
I have Valindras.
Yeah, I'm down
Yep.
to like 8 doses now.
All right.
I'd assume we're all at the same amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might not
Well,
have been
I s-
keeping accurate
I
track.
still have 12 listed, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going with Zavrel's number.
Well, I'm thinking that if 14's the cap and 8 is the lowest we have, we definitely are okay at the moment.
Yeah, you'd go with the lowest number.
Yeah.
But
Damn it.
on top of that, I didn't use any while I was captured, so...
Oh, so you might have insects, buddy. You might have fucking bone worms, bro.
I did sleep on a floor.
Yeah.
My bed
bone
wasn't
worms?
elevated.
Irame's going to ask Wesson if he has bug repellent, and if he doesn't, give her one of hers.
Oh,
Give him one of hers.
So Irme's down to what, 6?
Yes.
Oh, you don't have any bug repellent? What the
We
fuck
don't know.
is
I don't
wrong
know
with
if
Mine
he
might
does.
have been low
I'm just asking.
because I might have shared. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's call it 6.
All right, everyone's at 6.
Whoa, everyone?
Yeah, well, we got to be around the same amount.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, everyone's at 7 except for me if Wesson
Well,
doesn't
I
have any.
marked. I said 8 after using one
Oh,
tonight.
okay. So everyone would be at 8 except for Irame if she gives one to Wesson.
Right.
If Wesson does not have any.
Yeah, I guess I don't have any.
Let's say, Wes, by the time you got here to Omu, you had like 3 applications left. So, and
Which
you've
would have
been here
been
for what,
used by
2
now.
days?
Yeah.
3 days.
Pretty necessary where we're at, huh? Omu?
Yeah, the whole city's infested.
Everything's infested.
Yeah.
The whole jungle. It's
The
the jungle.
entire island of Chol.
The only place that isn't is like Port Nyanzaru. All right. So you make it up to where it's marked on the shrine. Now you notice up ahead and to the left, where you're about to turn right. Let me move you. Let's get a map.
The sound of insects is maddening.
Just when you think you get used to them.
They seem to be louder than ever this early in the morning.
All right. So up ahead to the left, you notice an old amphitheater. Looks like old plays used to. You could almost see it. Especially the academics of the group and the entertainers. That includes Wesson, Quincy, Irame. You guys can almost just like look there and see life. See this place teeming with energy.
It must have been magnificent in its time.
I'm sure that it was.
I feel like Cappy caught a glint in Wesson's eyes he looked at, where a crowd would be seated.
You were wrong. There's nothing in my eye.
Except for the
Nothing
insect.
from your gladiator days.
No glint, no.
No.
Yeah, there's definitely some nostalgia looking at an empty amphitheater like that, and Wesson can't help but wonder the events that took place.
Yeah, such hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Who knows what these people did for fun. Now, up ahead to the left, the amphitheater. Now, it's hard to see from this distance, but it almost looks like a lair. It had been converted into, like, where part of it is caved in, a large opening goes into the ground. Eerie looking fucking opening. And now you start to get the scent of death and decay. Now your shrine, on the other hand, is over to the east. Just this building right here, maybe about 50 feet. Let's call it 100 feet. That's where that Wango shrine is.
Wango.
Wongo.
Wango was his name. Oh.
But there's a hole in the ground.
Yeah, and you notice as you get up close to this portion, around this amphitheater, this shrine, that sound of insects burrowing into your ear is silent, abruptly. As a matter of fact, you don't hear anything. No birds, no insects. Nothing stirs in this area.
Peace at last.
Perhaps
Seems
it was
like a
library.
place you would enjoy.
I complained about the bugs, but the silence is eerie.
Unnerving a bit. Look out for those commodons. Pouncing creatures.
Now, before you took the road off to the right towards the shrine, on your way by, you couldn't help but notice a giant clawed footprint buried in the mud. From toe to heel, each footprint spans over 5 feet.
What? Is it a dinosaur?
What do you suppose it is, Hunter?
It definitely looks reptilian.
Could it be what we've seen from our tent that one evening so many nights ago?
But did we ever see it or just hear it?
Monster in the
You
jungle.
just heard it.
Didn't somebody poke
There
their
was-
head out?
I thought there was some prints.
I was the brave one.
Yes, but I don't believe we saw the beast.
The footsteps, though, that were
tried.
left behind, the tracks that were left behind, are similar.
But not the same.
I think you're reading too much.
Alright, my bad. Happens.
There's also a bunch of smaller.
I totally see how.
There's also a bunch of smaller reptilian tracks all around as well in this area. Orvex, clearly with the willies, gives a shudder. He says, "Shall we continue to the safety of the shrine?"
Fuck, I'm thinking of the undead T-Rex now from 19 and 20.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought of as well.
You know, perhaps the insects have gone quiet because they eat insects, and therefore we are safe.
What?
What? Quincy,
Perhaps
you need
you
some
don't
water.
You don't get that big eating off of insects.
I don't know. Whales
not
grow
seen-
quite large, and they eat very tiny creatures.
And we have not seen the size of the insects yet.
All valid points.
Way to moderate.
On the Wengo Tango.
But I do
Wongo.
agree with Orvex. We should move to the shrine. Whatever is this large certainly can't fit in the shrine.
I would agree.
All right, easy peasy this one.
Okay.
As you approach this shrine, the first thing you notice are these two obelisks, once again, marking the front entrance to the shrine, going into the center courtyard. The walls on this one, not so awesome.
But the massive
Kind of
amount
crumbling.
of cobwebs leads me to believe.
Not even going to bother with the fog of war on this one. It's pretty clear cut. Not too many rooms here. From the main entrance, staring straight onto it, this is before you even cross the threshold in the shrine. Well, let's cross threshold. As you cross between these two obelisks, you hear extremely annoying monkeys yelling and cackling in your ears, breaking the silence.
Mr. Don Tracker, it's the monkeys. They've gone ape.
I'm not your stepping stone.
Throw him a banana.
You don't see any monkeys. As a matter of
Just
fact,
hear them.
We got King Louis on our hands.
It's all in your head.
as you move beyond the point between these two obelisks, the sound dissipates, giving you a uneasy feeling.
I'm gonna take a step back again real quick.
You step between the obelisks again, only for the monkeys to persist into your head again.
Doobie-doo, I wanna be like you. Ooh. I wanna walk like you.
To be more descript, it's a cacophony of shrieking monkeys.
They're learning something of our presence.
All right,
Right.
I want to actually investigate the obelisks.
Yeah, you investigate. You don't find anything unusual. Why don't you give me an investigation check?
13.
13. You notice nothing out of the usual.
All right, interesting. I will proceed with the group.
Now, as you are now within the courtyard, staring at the face of the shrine, you notice not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 entrances, all leading into it. 5 corridors moving forward.
And 5 of us. How convenient.
7 of us. 5 of us.
5 of us that matter. And Orvex and Riga.
Well,
I'll just misty step my way to the shrine, grab the cube.
do it.
Do you have to be able to see? Can you see?
It would only be, what, 10, 20, 30, 40 feet?
Are you... all right, talk to me about what you're doing.
Just throwing it out there as an option, I could actually thunder step up to 90 feet, which is a teleport.
Okay.
So I could teleport right to the... If I can see looking in.
Oh, yeah, you could look right down in there. It is... Let's see if it's dark.
You just know this place is
Might be better
full
off
of traps.
running in and teleporting out.
I was assuming you could pop in and pop out.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
go
Oh, you
both
can.
ways.
It actually does appear... You can see it with your dark vision,
I would need a
however...
lot of rest afterwards, but
However far your dark vision takes you, you could see, but to others, it is dark in there. In each of the corridors.
By others, he means me.
And Wesson and Riga and...
So my dark
Morgan.
vision's
Quincy.
60 feet.
Quincy. Just for...
What do we see
Everybody except for Irame and Copernicus.
That's right.
So we're looking at these 5 corridors, and they're all leading to this main chamber where the pedestal is, which I assume is the cube. What is that thing behind it? That little square.
Another relief.
Another relief, but you can't see that yet unless you go in.
I say we...
Because inside that center one, how far is your dark vision? Talk to
60 feet. So, I mean, if the relief is big, I could probably see it. If there's small writing.
Yeah,
I might
but
be
the
able to see it from-
pedestal might be in
So
front
about
of it.
45 feet in, you can't see the relief because there appears to be a statue of sorts. Tough to make out the details with the dark vision, but does appear to be perhaps primate-like.
Yeah, with the sound of the monkeys, and there's a primate statue in there, from what I can tell in the grays and the dark. I say we just send Weston in to deal with it.
I say we all take a path.
And there might be traps.
Well, there's definitely traps in some of them, I guess.
Well, we'd be able to see down the 2 immediate to the sides of the middle that it ends with our dark vision.
You could definitely look down these side passages, at least 2 of them, the 2 inner ones on either side of the central corridor, and you definitely see a contraption of sorts at the end of each one, but you can't really make out the details without going in further.
Even if Copernicus was to put his dancing lights down the corridor?
It's still like 25, 30 feet away if we were...
I guess
Gotcha.
I'm really not
Looking
in
at
the mood, but...
On my birthday, you expect me to light it?
Alakazam, dancing lights. If it helps.
Looking down the corridors, you actually only see... actually, you really can't see much.
All
They
right.
look like indents, but that's it from this angle.
So where those corridors go down, they don't open into that main room?
No, only the
They
center
end.
one does.
Oh, okay.
We don't know enough about Wongo to know what we have to do. We have no choice but to move to the center of the room to get more information.
Right.
Perhaps study the relief.
I'll wait out here.
I'll wait with you, Kapernicus.
What do you got in that wineskin, Rigger?
He hands it over to you. It's almost empty.
Happy my birthday to me.
You can finish it.
Irame will stand at the center, and she's eager. She wants to move in. So she's waiting for her friends to...
I'm going to go with you.
Moving closer to the center, you make out a 10-foot tall stone statue of an evil-looking monkey
Knew it.
Wongo.
balancing on its tail atop a stone dais in the middle of this 20-foot high chamber. The statue's limbs are splayed, with hands and feet cupped. On the wall behind, a sculpted relief shows a monkey-like creature tearing into a giant serpent. Cuneiform inscriptions are carved above and below the relief. 4 masks of painted stone protrude from the walls, and they depict the heads of a lion, a zebra, a boar, and a vulture.
All right, hold on. Let me write this down.
4 masks in 4 hallways. That can't be a coincidence.
Well, that's where the masks are. So if you look, now that you're in this
Oh.
room, those indents are actually masks. And the eyes, looking through them, you can see the other side of that corridor.
What's it say in the back wall?
That's a great question, Copernicus. Give me a moment. It describes what happened that night. A Sioux monster broke into Uptau's palace and stole a pail of water for the Omuans. When the god came running to find it, the Sioux monster hid the pail in a Jaculai's burrow. Uptau had asked the jungle animals where his water was hidden, and Moa the Jaculai was too honest to lie. When Wongo the Sioux monster found out how Moa had betrayed him, he vowed to catch the Jaculai and eat him up. All the while, Unk the flail snail lived deep under the earth. The noise of the other animals fighting made her slither up to the surface, and when day dawned over her shell, the light blinded Uptao and made his eyes water. Life had returned to Omu, and the people built shrines to honor the animals who'd saved them.
So, night becoming day, that's not all bad. That's what I took from it.
It would seem that this is the end of the tale. Of course, we had skipped several parts of the day, clearly, as we have not visited the other shrines. However, it is what brought rain to the city.
The bringer of rain.
Yes, it says here Theocules it was.
So looking at, I'm a little bit confused about the masks. So the masks are the 4 rounded bouts in the room.
That's right.
Okay, and if we were to go down one of the hallways, it appears we could look through the masks at the statue. Perhaps each one of the masks gives some sort of perspective we need.
Yeah, was the information just read the inscriptions in cuneiform?
Was there any others you asked?
Yes.
I was reading. There is an inscription in Old Omuan on the statue itself, and it says, "Wango's friend knows where to pour the water." No looking it up, K-Way.
Actually, I'm writing down notes.
You know, Rigga, it was actually my birthday when I came home and found all my family dead.
Why are you telling me this?
I don't know.
This is sad.
You're bumming me out.
Everybody dies, Kapernicus. It is a matter of what happens to us when we do. Which is why we are here after all, is it not? I doubt anybody will thank us.
No, most likely not.
He goes to pull off the now empty wine flask and tosses it to the ground.
Looks at disappointed first. Like,
So the problem we're facing is we don't know who the monkey's friend is. And that's probably because this shrine tells the end of the story.
Wasn't there another creature?
No, there was the underground snail. There was the snake, or the jackal thing.
Jackal-eye.
The jackal-eye that pissed off the monkey by telling on him. And there was
And
the
then
monkey.
the student monster.
And the snake, right?
Yeah. So we've got the jackal-eye the serpent. We've got Mongo the monkey, or the Sioux creature.
So the image of the Sioux monster is this thing.
Ugh.
Oh, nice.
I guess
Looks
that's a monkey.
Bat monkey.
And the
Well,
image,
it's just upside down.
it's just an upside down monkey
Doesn't
hanging.
have
It
wings.
does look vampiric though, a bit.
Yeah.
It does.
No,
yeah.
I saw bat too.
And this is the jackal-eye.
That's the honest creature?
Yep.
Yep.
Nice. I like it.
So pretty much what happens, what you guys have gathered so far, these shrines have been their own thing.
How are these
Right.
shrines
They've all
wrapped
told
up?
stories about, like, Omu and stuff that happens here, which is pretty interesting.
Right, but how did they wind up in the midst of the death curse?
I guess we'll find out next week on the Natty 19 podcast.
I think that Uptao,
Stepped right into
Uptao, while abandoning Schultz and not helping them.
The other guy lives in Texas. Here's his address.
Some fan.
Yeah.
Super fan.
I brought you some Chinese food.
Hello, Zabris. Hello,
I heard you like
Zabro.
steak.
Some bubble wrapped steak for you.
He's bubble wrapped with raw meat.
Hope you enjoyed the last one I sent you.